Well, the job's been done, hasn't it, really? Meghan Markle has now put the seal on her own demise at Netflix. I mean, most people have now seen all the episodes of this fake second series of With Love, Meghan. And I think really what's interesting about this is the fact that you never really see Meghan cooking anything, do you? You see her stirring pre-prepared pots or cutting a slice of bread or clapping like the seal or something like that and showing you how to draw a straight line on tracing paper. There's nothing of any context, is there? The problem that you've got, and what is it? Is it a chat show? Is it some sort of megalomaniac who's just in your screen, basically doing whatever she fancies? Nobody knew. Even the alleged chef, the Andres guy, he didn't really know what he was there to do. He was guiding her through it with very kind stuff, but she just stops and puts her hair behind her ears constantly, and that's it. And suddenly it's great. I love sharing moments. Are you cooking or are you just gushing? What it is about. But as ever, Meghan trips herself up on numerous occasions. And this time around, with Harry out of the picture, well, this happened. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you. Welcome back, chums. Thank you so much for your time today. It's true though, isn't it? Television can catch you out. It doesn't matter, particularly if you're in a live television environment, you get this argument with, say, people, and eventually, if you prod it enough, somebody will explode. And we see this quite regularly on these debate shows. It's kind of good for ratings, but it's always the same headline, isn't it? Civil war or breakout or whatever, And ultimately, it's just two people arguing over the same plot. What you look at with somebody like Meghan Markle is this is supposed to be an entertainment show. And when you consider what they've paid out for this, they paid out for one thing, the title, the Duchess of Sussex. That's it. That's what they paid a lot of money for. And in return, what they got was perfectly nice guest, some people might say, Tan France. Nice guy, but not really going to break any pots in the name of celebrity. And Chrissy Teigen, who has something of a rather darker background, one might say, all thanks to the world of social media. You get the picture. But you see, moving forward, the bigger problem that you've got, if you are somebody like Meghan Markle, is whether you get caught out with your own lies. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, the tooth fairy story with Archie, how Archie's name came to the thing, how she couldn't stand wearing pantyhose. Trivial, banal stuff. I mean, is this the best stories that you've got? You've got all day to rack your brains about a memory maybe from working with Russell Brand on the movie or Aston Kutcher, or a funny aside about an audition. Nothing. Completely vacuous, and that's now your problem. Of course, when things get tough, you have to return it back to the only thing that people are interested in, and it's this. That's right, your husband, Prince Harry, the person you called the handsome fox, but then were a little bit vague about, right? Now, here's where, again, this gets really interesting, because suddenly Meghan decided to share the fact that on Harry's 40th birthday, remember, this is Harry's 40th birthday, that none of his family were invited to because, well, they're not speaking to him and he's not speaking to them, all down to, some people might suggest, one person, this woman. So she decides to deride him even further by producing this ridiculous hat. Remember, Prince Harry 40. I had these made, right? Think about that. And apparently all the guests wore them. What guests? According to people who worked literally on the Netflix show, nobody ever saw anybody come back with a hat like that. Nobody had any inkling about that. There's no pictures anywhere. Now, here's the thing. If there had been a big party of a celebration like that, at this point, Meghan would have released something. Now, I suspect after she's watched this video, and I know Meghan watches all of it along with her team, the thing is, we'll might find suddenly a picture. Look very carefully because, again, one might suspect, as ever, allegedly, it might not be as authentic as Meghan likes you to believe. But to pick up this hat and say, I had these made for my husband, what has that got to do with anything? And this is the problem. Lies can catch you out, and the truth does out you in the end. The problem for Meghan is she feels that absolutely this is fake television, entertainment, doesn't really matter what's true, what's not true. But as long as we've got a story, well, that's all right, isn't it? And this particular thing, unless proven otherwise, to me, looks a bit like a stunt. Because anybody else seen Harry wearing this hat? He's worn it many times. Out surfing, he wears baseball hats out cycling. If he was so proud of this Prince Harry 40 hat, how come he's not debuted it? Maybe there was a merchandise line that Meghan could have put on Instagram. Either way, all looks rather odd, don't you think? Neil Shaw, Kensington, London.